push-ups. I've been doing sit-ups. I've been doing chin-ups. I've been doing pull-ups. I threw up once, but I'm okay now.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a Wednesday edition of the Ysn Power Hour. DJ Yoakley here, and Scotty Mincher over there. Scotty, it is June 1st. June sneaks up on us again. It feels like it was just gonna be May, but now we're June.
Yeah, man, that month just flew by, man, and it's like I don't know about you, but to me, it's already been summertime for a while. At least it's felt like.
Listen to you.
They say Memorial Day is the unofficial kickoff of summer, but
I can get behind that.
To me, it's felt like summer for a while.
Okay. Well, listen to you weather-wise. So, fun fact: this was as of last Friday. There have been between December 31st, 2021, and whatever Friday was, let's say it was May 27th, okay? I don't know if that's the real date. There was 15 days that we didn't get snow or rain in some form or fashion. 15 days. And you're sitting over here telling me that it feels very summer-like. 15 days out of almost 6 months. Isn't that nuts?
That is nuts.
And that stat is brought to you by our friends over at Mill Creek Metro Parks. Brian Tolnar giving me that little dot of information. I thought that was interesting because I'm with you. I'm just busting your chops, but I'm with you. It feels like, since we got past the middle part, I guess, of the baseball and softball season, we've been able to have some decent weather. The temps have gone from February to July. We skipped every month in between, but as of late, we've had some nice temperatures. The air conditioning is on in the Yoakley house, which is typically not the case until July.
Well, if you're a fan of spring, Ohio hasn't been the place to be for a long time because it seems like it goes from winter straight in
from North Dakota to Florida.
Yeah. But that's part of what I love about Ohio. People knock it, they knock the weather and they say there's not as much to do. But you think about it, DJ, we never have any of the disaster seasons, really. Or
fingers crossed. You better knock on wood there, cowboy.
Knock on wood. Well, I don't know. I like Ohio. I love visiting other parts of the country and world. But I don't know if I want to live anywhere else permanently.
So help me God, if there's a tsunami in Northeast Ohio, I'm coming for you. Yeah, I'm going to find you.
You can pin that one on me.
You ready for On This Day in Sports History?
I'm ready.
All right, let's hit it. So on this day in sports history, in 1925, June 1st, 1925, Scotty, future New York Yankees Hall of Famer, guy you might know, Lou Gehrig, pinch hits for shortstop Pee Wee Wenninger in a 5-3 loss to Washington. That was the first of a record 2,130 consecutive games that Lou Gehrig would take part in. And I'll try my best Ty Bartell on you. Who was the guy that broke Lou Gehrig's record?
It has to be Cal Ripken.
The
right?
Iron Man himself, baby.
Yeah.
Cal Ripken.
1995, I want to say that happened. I could be.
Was that what it was?
I think it was.
I would have been in 5th grade, so that was
Yeah.
probably close. 21-31. I'll never forget at Camden Yards, the 2-1-3-1 dropping down on the windows. And Camden Yards is kind of low-key one of my favorite ballparks because it's got that feel to it, that baseball feel to it.
It does have a very baseball feel to it. And it's like with the harbor right there too. It's a nice spot.
Now, this is going to be blasphemy for a Steelers fan to say something like this, but Baltimore is one of the most beautiful places, like really one of the beautiful places that, again, gets overlooked. I think because it's so close to D.C. and places like that, and people just keep on going to Virginia Beach. But I do like Baltimore as a city. I think it's a gorgeous city. It's a very fruitful town, and people will talk about all the crime and things of that nature. But there's crime everywhere, as we come to find out, apparently. You ever been?
Baltimore, yes. I've been there a couple of times. Most recent, I think, was 2013.
Wow.
So already, man, that's almost a decade ago. It's crazy how time flies. But I've never been to the Ravens Stadium.
No reason.
But Camden Yards, like, I do like it a lot. Like you said, very baseball feel, cozy atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's
It's an easy ballpark to get to. If you're one of those guys that likes to check off the list, it's an easy one to get to from here.
Well, plus Baltimore's got I love me some crab and crab cakes, man. Delicious.
Yeah. Scotty, I know we kind of discussed what we're talking about today. And by the way, if you are looking to watch or get to any games tonight, please download the Storm Tracker 21 app. It has been absolutely blowing up my phone the last 30 minutes or so with the severe thunderstorm warnings that are listed until about 10 p.m. So we had games that we were going to do from a standpoint of Little League games. We're going to hold off on those. I anticipate those. And again, stay tuned to your leagues and websites for affirmative cancellations, like making sure that they're doing it. Just don't listen to us because we're not going to go. It's just a situation of sometimes it's better off that we stay away from that than go out there and risk some of the equipment. So we are going to start our Little League coverage, I guess, on Monday instead of tonight. So we do apologize for those that were trying to get on the air. We hope you get the games off and get them underway. But I have my doubts. When I look at my Storm Tracker 21 app and I see what's coming in, Scotty, there's a little bit of a raised eyebrow, if you will, the rock style, that it looks like it's coming in droves. So stay tuned to all your league pages and things of that nature. We will also try to keep you up to date here on YSN and our social media network. But, Scotty, to talk about what we want to talk about today, since there are very little games going on right now, we're talking about uniforms. We're talking about jerseys. We're talking about the slickest threads in all of the area, all of the professional sports aura, because we're both wearing unis today. We both are rocking the jerseys. So, first off, talk about your jersey. Is it one of your favorites of all time? Or is it just something that you liked, you decided to purchase and throw together?
I don't. It's definitely I like it a lot. I don't know if it's my favorite of all time as far as all time, and I think it's one of the coolest for the NBA in NBA history. But I was telling Anthony this earlier on Running Point. I like the Cavaliers, their 80s whites. You know me liking the white jersey, the clean look with the blue. But those have been a lot harder for me to find, like on the internet. I only found a couple of those, but
The old Mark Price.
I do like I do like these orange ones though. And the Cavs compared to, the other Cleveland teams, they probably had the most uniform changes in different styles of
Colors.
uniform colors, and I think I like those orange and blue, and I like the throwback wine and gold. Though I got one this year of the rookie Evan Mobley.
Yep.
But I think these are my favorite Cavs jerseys.
So I'm a big LeBron James-esque, like when he came in, the swashbuckling C and all that stuff, and the C with the sword through it, like my favorite.
You had it. It was like an wasn't it authentic? His rookie jersey.
I did, and I gave that away. And I still have a couple of them.
I remember you told me.
No clues as to who has it, but it's one of those things. Like I'm wearing a Guardians jersey today. Everybody knows that I'm a huge Pirates fan, but I have so much respect for the Guardians. Had to get a Guardians uniform or jersey rather, just because they're clean, they're sharp. I like the font that they have on it. I'm a fan. And I like these new Nike jerseys because they're very light, they're very breathable, and again, you get the G on the arm, which I'm not a fan of that logo. I wish they would just rock the regular, where is it, G over here. Like I think that would be a heck of a logo by itself. It's just that G. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm also I think I showed you too not too long ago. There's some like actual Guardian like from the bridge logos that I think would be really cool too. But I do agree with you as far as the font goes, and I'm glad, DJ, that, and again, don't get me wrong, I really like the the name Indians. It brought me comfort in the Chief Wahoo logo. I really liked it, but I'm glad that you can, evolve, and you're not one of these guys saying like I'm never gonna, not call them the Indians, and it's only Indian stuff. So I do like that about you, that you can evolve, and you were one of the first ones to say that you thought the Commanders nailed it when they changed their name.
I wish the Cleveland would have taken the Commanders. Think about that. The Cleveland Commanders. That just rolls off the tongue.
Great ring to it.
Yeah, but I think that they got beat to the punch. I really do. But I what really hit me and again, I'm Indians always. You know what I mean? I like that. I was an Indians fan for a long time. Albert Bell, still my favorite player of all time, outside of Barry Bonds. But you look at now they're calling them the Guards. I kind of dig it. I dig the Cleveland Guards. Like there's something, if they were just the Cleveland Guards and not the Guardians, I think more people would get behind it, because the Ians at the end just reminds people of the Indians.
Of the Indians, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could have wiped themselves, clean from that as far as that goes. And like you said, the Guards it has that ring to it.
Just cool. I mean, it's a cool kind of branch off of the Guardians. Obviously, it's a short one, but I like it. And here's the other thing is, from a jersey perspective, obviously they didn't change a whole lot, but that doesn't mean they can't. It just means that these are their jerseys now. That was a short-term thing, and they can change it all over again. They could change the fonts. Teams do that all the time. I think when you were talking about the Cavaliers and their color changes and all that, the only team that I can even think of that has changed their colors as much as the Cleveland Cavaliers has been the Denver Nuggets. Like, you don't really know what the Denver Nuggets actual colors are.
Yeah. Well, and as far as the NBA goes, I agree with you, because I didn't think about the Nuggets until you said it, but they've just changed their jerseys and the colors countless times.
Yeah, the rainbow. Remember the rainbow?
Yeah, I do. I like the rainbow, and I like the old. Not to get it's again a different sport, but since we're talking uniforms and logos, I like the old. I like the the Pirates P. I do like the P caps, but I really like the old pirate logo that they used in like the late '80s
The
to
90s.
the mid. I thought that was a great logo. I missed that one.
I'm a big fan of that one as well. I think the new one, when they did away with the old one, I was crushed with the flat hat.
Yeah, the mustache.
Yeah, like that was a great. It actually looked like Don Slott. It was awesome. Huge fan of that one. So the question is now, because we got you for another 15 minutes or so before we bring on Steve Leslie to talk about Ysn Park and the kickoff of it and what's coming up in the next few years and some renovations. You're going to want to hear about these. What are the slickest uniforms? Like, what are your top uniforms right now in any sport that you really like and would love to have as part of your extensive collection?
Well, if we're just going Cleveland here, just real quick, I like those whites for the jersey you have on right now. For the Cavaliers, my favorite is the newer style wine and gold 70s, and then for the Browns, I think my favorite has got to be the white the white ones with the 46. Really
drop shadow on it.
Like those a lot. But as far as like best uniforms out there, if you include all of sports, I've always been a big fan of the Oakland A's, the green and the green and yellow.
Do you like the dark green or like the Kelly green that they have now?
I like the darker green more.
Sharp green and gold's a good combination.
Yeah, it is a good combo. That actually might be my next jersey. Last year I almost purchased a throwback Mitchell and Ness Ricky Henderson A's jersey.
I'd like to see you in a Jason Giambi throwback.
Yeah, maybe I'll look for the Giambino. That's what I used to call him when he had that short stint with the with now who are the Guardians. But I really always liked. I mentioned the A's, and then in other sports like the NBA, as far as the NBA goes, you mentioned the Denver Nuggets and the rainbow. I really liked that old logo. I like the old Milwaukee Bucks logo.
The purple or the green or the combo?
The green.
Okay.
And then I like that one a lot. And I liked the old Warriors, like before they switched back.
The blue and orange?
They had Jason. Yeah, yep. I love those.
Those were sharp.
So those are just a couple off the top of my head. That's basketball. And then football, like as far as NFL goes, the Browns jerseys, because I'm a Browns fan.
Yeah.
I've learned to like them. Like I do enjoy them. I don't think they're by any means the best, but I've always loved, and I don't think it's gonna come as a shock to most people, but I love the Chargers, the powder blues.
How can you not?
You can't go wrong
Chargers have, I mean,
those.
they've got a nice plethora of uniforms right now. They've got the navies, they've got whites, they got the powders, they've got regular blue, they have like blue and like regular blue and gold. I mean, they've got a lot of uniforms. What is the one uniform that you would never be caught dead wearing from a standpoint of just from the pure, not the team standpoint, but just like that's an ugly looking uni?
I would, I've never liked I never liked any of the Oregon Ducks.
Really?
Yeah, I've never really gotten behind it. I don't know why. They're just it's just a little too much pop for me. Like I like more of a classic look. Some of them are cool. They're not hideous, but Oregon I wouldn't go with. But I think just one coming to me as far as baseball goes again, I think the Rays are pretty pitiful.
Really?
I don't like them at all.
See, I told you the one that I like, the one that I really, really like, and it's the Blue Jays. I love the color scheme on the Blue Jays. They got a new hat that's navy and it's light blue here, like that Carolina blue with the Blue Jay on the hat. I'm in love with it. And even more so locally here, that Louisville did a hat very similar, and it was navy blue with the baby blue, and then it had the LVL on it, and on the back of their hat it said the Ville. I love it. Like, Coach Warner, if you're out there, I need one of those hats. Like, have to have it, gotta have it. We'll pay whatever it costs to get my hands on that hat, because I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Louisville has some of the best unis locally from a baseball standpoint. Like, they've got whites with the navy and the baby. They've got white hats with blue bills. They've got blue, like I told you, blue hats with light blue, but like it's just sharp. And I'm always look good, feel good, play good. One of those guys. So I'm excited to see what they got popping on Thursday, tomorrow. I'll be covering that game, but I like their look. I do like the guard. Anybody for baseball to me, anybody in red and blue, like I told you, those are my base colors. Those are my favorite colors in the world. And the Indians, I think the Braves are so sharp. Their uniforms, they're so classy.
I like my favorite Braves, the ones I think that are fire, or when they had Hank Aaron.
Oh yeah,
I love those jerseys
with the blue sleeves.
Yeah.
And
I love, not to take this show over.
Sure,
but
go ahead.
Sometimes, but I love the Indians from the 70s when they had the blue, the navy like blue, and then they had the fire engine red.
Yep.
Love both of those sets of.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. The Nationals jerseys right now, I'm a huge fan of. I like the block style numbers. I like that. Maybe a little too much red for me, just a little bit. I'm a big, got to have a good mix of it, and you got to be able to take. If you're blue and red, your team's blue and red, you got to be able to take advantage of both those colors because they're so perfect together. It's like lamb and tuna fish.
Spaghetti and meatball.
You don't like spaghetti and meatball? Get the hell out of our country. I think that, a lot of that, and obviously I'm a black and gold guy as well, but it's one of those things that I love for many different reasons. I love wearing red, white, and blue, and my wife will tell you probably too much. I've got I think 13, 14 pair of shoes that are either red, white, or blue from that standpoint. So it might be a little obsessive compulsive about the shoe selection for YSN stuff.
Yeah. Did you as soon as you came up with the idea for what YSN is today, did you automatically, you're all right, this is our color, day one?
Yeah, automatically it was going to be red, white, and blue. And obviously from a standpoint of why we are, if you know me at all, I love our country. Love our country, no matter who's in charge, no matter I back our country, America first, because to me, and not to get political ever, to me, this is one of the only countries in the world that you can start your own business. And the way that it goes is the way of the leader and the people of that business. And, we've been very fortunate here at YSN to be able to do what we do. And that's why our colors are red, white, and blue, because we want to embody what America is, and be America's team, so to speak, as we climb the ranks. So, I was automatic. I created a softball team, a men's softball team called the Patriots, the East Palestine Patriots. And we were red, white, and blue. And I love the color scheme. We had like 13 jerseys. And we decided to play off of that. Brian and I were both on that team. And when we started YSN, we wanted to kind of embody, what we started with the Patriots and kind of move that over into the business world and let everybody join our team and represent red, white, and blue. Because I don't think there's anybody here that, that dislikes our team colors, so to speak.
Well, DJ, I was just curious if we can do it just real quick here, rapid fire. You talked to me about, you've raved about jerseys you love and, the red, white, and blue repping it.
Yeah.
But you asked me about some jerseys I don't like. Which one for you that you're like, man, that is the worst, like ever? You wouldn't be caught dead.
So, all right, I'm going to be, and this is nothing against my alma mater. You know that I love being an East Palestinian, but I had to wear brown, white, and orange for so long that when I hung it up, I finally said, that's it. That is the last time I'm wearing that stuff. I'll still rock the hats and, if it's a shirt or something, but to wear brown constantly, you feel like a UPS guy. You know what I mean? You feel like you're going to be delivering packages somewhere. So I'm not a brown, white, and orange guy anymore. But I've like I told you, I got the one jersey, two jerseys out there that we have from East Palestine, and that's where they'll stay. I try to stay away from orange at all costs because I look like a road cone. So like I respect the fact that you can rock it. I can't do orange. It's not my color.
It is my favorite color, but It's hard to pull off.
Yeah.
You did get a Baker jersey, though.
I did get a Baker jersey, and I ended up giving it away to some guy that we're going to have on the show here in a couple minutes who's actually in the back room. I gave it away to Steve, and I think he gave it on to Daniel. Listen, I put it on. I looked in the mirror once, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't. Because the first voice that popped in my head, Scotty, was you. And you would have taken multiple pictures and it would be up in your profile picture on your social media. I couldn't do it. I could not pull the trigger on it. So you live in my head rent free. It's easy to say.
Oh, well, thanks. I need that after, I'm like going to be 3 bets in the hole with you. So
go Buccos, right?
That. Yeah.
By the way, we talked about it out there. Breaking news that speaking of betting, sports betting becomes legal in the state of Ohio on January 1st, 2023. What's the first bet you're going to place?
I think you know what it is.
The Browns to win the Super Bowl?
It's on that board.
Oh my God!
In the next 5 years, baby.
Just give me the money. Just give me the money. That's going to do it for Scotty. We're going to take a break. We come back. Steve Leslie will join us. We're going to talk about Ysn Park. We're going to talk about the Class B League. And we're going to talk about a little bit of sports betting. Stevie and I, we love that kind of stuff. Looking forward to finally doing it officially. And Stevie, I can't wait to talk it over and see what his first bet might be in 2023. All that and more when we come back on the Ysn Power Hour, brought to you by these great sponsors.
Jimmy Sudman here, director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
How lucky are we to have not 1, but 2 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses? right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring PGA professionals, golf instruction, a players rewards club, kids programs, and a pro shop and grill room for a memorable golf experience. Call or click to schedule your tee time at Mill Creek Golf Course.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers. From sales to financing and even service, we'll help build your perfect vehicle
and lock in your trade value
while your vehicle is being built.
No worries.
We guarantee financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history.
No worries. And when your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Now is the time to think about your future, where you want to go, what you want to be. Your future can start now at Kent State Salem or Kent State East Liverpool. We have programs that will open doors and provide opportunities for you to pursue your passion. We are affordable, we are close. You call it hometown, we call it Kent State University. Learn more at www.kent.edu/Columbiana. You belong here. And welcome back to the Ysn Power Hour. DJ Yoakley with you. Want to say thank you to Scotty Mincher for joining us in the first half of the show, talking about some good-looking threads. We're both of us Jersey heads. But now we turn our attention to my brother from another mother, my dude, my homeboy, whichever way you cut it. He is my guy forever. Steve Leslie joins us. Steve-O, what's going on, dude?
Not too much. How you doing?
Oh, I'm living here. It looks like we're going to get some thunderstorms, so we're keeping our eyes on the skies. And obviously, you're a guy that in a lot of the control of Scene Park right now. To me, Steve, before we get into it, let's talk about Scene Park just in general. One of the best places on earth to me. It's like a baseball Disney World to me. When I think of local baseball, that's the first place that I think of, and you're a big part of that. What does Scene Park mean to you, and how nice is it for you to be just continuing to embed yourself down in Struthers, Ohio?
Well, again, it's one of my favorite places to be, obviously. It's a family atmosphere. I'm a part of the Scene family, and I think that's where it starts. Bob Scene Jr. and his son Ryan, and now Paul Scene and his son Paul Scene Jr., Scott Rorick. Those are the guys that continued Mr. Scene's vision, wanted to see the park continue to grow, and it definitely has. And now we've kind of built up our team as a whole. Donnie Watt during the day with the fields, and Bob Beam and myself, and Dan Dudley at night, and Kate running the office stuff. It's a good team, and when they ask what it means the world to me. It's a place that's dear to my heart. I enjoy going down there every day. Obviously, right now, I haven't been able to be down lately, battling some sickness. So I guess the answer, you miss it while you're not there, I think is the best way to put it for fans. It's a place that is going to continue to get better and become a better park in the future.
And I think that leads us right into the next question. How is it going to get better? This has been something that has been rumored for so long, and it feels like the wheels are now in motion. Talk to me about things that you know for a fact that are going to be changing here this fall, it sounds like, and what are we going to see come next summer?
Well, I think the fans will see in the next week or so here, the first change you'll see is the main parking lot is being paved, I believe, tomorrow. Today they were in and paved a new walkway from Field 1 all the way down to Field 2. So those are things that are done. And August 1st is really when Field 1's going to take shape. I know there's going to be some new fencing with netting. The netting will go to a major league style. It will go beyond the dugouts to protect the fans. That's something in the works. Obviously, Dur-Edge will continue to do what they do to our fields. And another improvement, I know that there's going to be a new set of bleachers put in this coming August. So after this baseball season, a total relook to Field 1, which is the main park's main field. I think that's a great vision by the family, and Scott and those guys have done a great job to make sure Field 1 maintains the glitz and glamour. There'll be a lot of new bells and whistles in there, new backgrounds, new backstop areas. So a lot of new things coming in the fall for Bob Scene Park.
Now, I don't want to put you on the spot at all, but the rumor mill has been swirling, and you've been a part of that. People have been asking for and wanting turf because we live in Northeast Ohio. What kind of conversations have happened at Bob Scene Park about turfing 1, 2, 3, all of them? I mean, you've been right in the middle of it.
Those are talks, and so I'm a little biased to turf. I'm not going to lie. A few of us, Beamer and myself, and there's guys that love the old playing facility. We have Edge does a great job. Those things are still in the works. Mm-hmm. Obviously, a turf for us is a problem because of the amount. When you play 700 games a year, you have to maintain that turf even more. So I know that's been a point of issue. The Scene family has done a great job. Bob and Ryan and Paul Jr. are putting together committees and those types of things that are going to be a group of people that want to continue to improve the park. So not quite sure where the fields are going to go, but I do know the first preference is going to be field 1. Want to get the inside look of it going, the bleachers and those types of things. And the fencing and the netting will be a huge upgrade for the park.
You had mentioned a while ago that there's going to be a grand blowout for a Bob Scene Memorial Weekend. Can you give us some details on that, when it is and what kind of things to expect?
Yeah, the Bob Scene. Well, the COVID has really done damage to Bob Scene Park the last few years. We've been a part of it with YSN. We're thrilled to be a part of it. But this will be year 25 for the Scene family and Bob Scene Park. So June 17th to the 19th is the Midwest Challenge. We've incorporated with them. The Bob Scene tournament will also be played that weekend. On Friday night, there will be league games, Class B league games, which YSN will be covering. But the Scene family is going to have an extravaganza fireworks show Friday night after the 7:30 night game. And I will tell local fans it will be state of the art. It will be the place to be. Struthers has supported it well for the fireworks. So I know the Scene family is excited to honor their dad 25 years for something he had a dream of. Wasn't able to, unfortunately, see the process of Field 3 being built. He had already passed away, but this is going to be a big year for the park and all of us to honor Mr. Scene, and we're thrilled to have the Bob Scene Memorial matched up with the Midwest Challenge. It's going to be a great tournament weekend. So all sports fans, any players that have played at the park, coaches, past coaches, families, come on down and honor the Scene family because they truly do give their heart and soul to this Youngstown area in Class B baseball.
I think one of the biggest things for me about Scene is the second that you walk through it. On Scene 1, the second you walk through those pipes, you get that feeling. You get that you're representing somebody, you're representing something, whether it be your school, whether it be a local business, a local franchise, such as the Astro Falcons, things of that nature. You got to be ready to go when you cross over those lines. There's so many and so much talent that goes through those pipes each and every day. You said over 700 games a year, and now we're in summer ball, Class B baseball, 14U well underway, 16U and 18U really just getting jump started. We've had all their games already. Steve, when you think about how far this league has come, and you've been able to watch it very closely for that last 25 years, how has it come full circle? What have you seen in year 1 that you're still seeing in year 25? And really, what is the major difference that you've seen along this quarter of a century?
I think what you see is good families, number one. We're lucky to have great people and great families that play ball at the park and call the park their home. I think, and you and I have talked about this before, I think the talent in this northeastern Ohio area is second to none. I really do. When you look at where we draw for our summer league baseball out of the Akron area, the Canton area, the PA area, a lot of great baseball players are playing at Scene Park. I think what I've seen this year, the league has gotten to be a lot stronger than it has been maybe the last couple of years. Some teams are investing in a lot of things. The numbers seem to be up from kids playing in our league. So the biggest difference I see is the talent level. I think when I go back to when I was coaching and playing for Mr. Scene to the talent level, DJ, that there is now, I don't think it's close. I played with a lot of great players, no doubt. But when you go to the park every day and see every team and every high school with some of these guys and the players that are getting these college looks and getting these college opportunities, that's what makes me proud to walk into the place. I played for the man. I coached for him. He got me my job at the street department. It's heaven to me. It's a place that I feel secure. It's a place that I want to maintain and help maintain and make it the best. But the biggest difference is these kids, bigger, faster, stronger, and our talent level continues to get better every year.
So Scene Park has long been the barometer for if you are a legit baseball player. There's a lot of the local yokels out there that say, oh, I'm the big fish in the small pond. Then they get to Scene Park and they realize that they got some work to do. Why is it that people come from far away, all over? You said Canton, Akron, Cleveland, in Western Pennsylvania, and obviously here in Youngstown and little old East Palestine too. We've had our few Bulldogs that made their way up to Scene Park. Why is it that it's such a magnet for that talent?
I think it's a magnet because you feel special when you walk into the place. I really do. And it's funny you bring that up. I went to Grace's AAU tournament in Erie, and I go back and start thinking that's an hour and 45-minute drive. Mm-hmm. Justin Mickness, who's an All-American at Kent State, would make that trip 3 or 4 days a week to play for Pletch and the Astro Falcons. Cole Constable, his dad, they're still playing at Erie Cathedral Prep. That hour and 45-minute drive, or that hour to drive of these kids coming in, for guys like you and I and covering it at YSN, it makes you feel special that someone could spend 3 hours out of their day driving to a park that YSN's a part of, that I'm lucky to be a part of. I think that's what makes the place special. Is it doesn't matter who you play for down there. I love everybody that walks through the door, and you see the excitement on their faces when they get to playing summer baseball.
All right, let's shift gears a little bit. For those who don't know, Steve, you are the general manager here at YSN, and proud to be so. We know so much. When you look at literally, you have the blueprint of what we're doing on a day-to-day basis, and you look and see all those green marks on games, and you see that tonight there's 6, but tomorrow there's 14. In the fall, we have 41 on a Friday night. That's got to make you smile because you rolled the dice on us, 5 years ago and said, hey, I'd love to be a part of this and start making connections and dig in. And, you were already an announcer, but you had to get back into the game. Now you're announcing YSU football games with Bob Hannon. You've got to smile with kind of the way that things have progressed since you've kind of taken the helm as the GM here at YSN.
I will say this. I've been in this house since Saturday night, and YSN's the best thing going. You get a chance to, and I've said this a long time ago, you get a chance to watch your son or daughter play, whether it be little league, no matter high school, softball, whatever it is. I think parents, number one, appreciate what you do for them, the opportunity to, if they're working late, to put on a YSN and watch the game. And those things don't happen, Deech, without the great sponsors that we do. I can't thank them enough, but I thank you and Brian for the vision that you guys had to continue to build this. And yes, there's a lot of check marks on the box, but there's a lot of big things ahead for us. I know I'm really proud to be a part of Mahoning Valley Scrappers. I know you are. You were a part of that yesterday for the Fan Fest. Let's be honest, that's a major league franchise league that we're a part of at YSN. We're proud of. But I think the biggest pride for me is to see 15 games on a Saturday and Sunday get covered by YSN and fans that love it and support YSN. It makes me proud to walk around and, yeah, you're the GM of YSN. Yes, I am, and I'm proud of it because we have great people that work for us.
I love the fact that the boys brought you up during running point. You were watching the entire way. You told me, and I was worried first, right? I asked you if you were okay. And then I started immediately thinking, you being down sick, that is literally the only thing that can slow you down. Because if anybody knows you, you are literally everywhere all the time. And just like, you're like a bee, just going from flower to flower.
I'm going to say, like, had all the boosters, had all this, COVID finally caught me. I'm not, I'm doing better today. Obviously the fever has toned down, the cough and tiredness is there. And while you say that, I can't thank a Bob Beam enough. I can't thank a Scott Rorick enough, Kate Kelly, who have checked on me, helped me out. But you've been around there, Donnie Watt and those day guys that take care of the park. Hats off to those guys. But I'm going to shout out all our group of guys that work at night and maintain those fields in between games, drag them and get them ready to go and do things for Bob, myself, and Dan. Without great young kids taking care of a park that they love also, Ysn Park would never be what it is.
And that's one of the biggest things. You and I talk about it all the time is people don't realize the kind of behind the scenes magic that it takes to make those games get off in a timely fashion on time, and keep the pace of the games up, especially during the weekends, because, you might get 1 or 2, maybe 3 games a night, from a standpoint of during the week. But during the weekend, you go from pillar to post. You go from 9 to 9, 9 to 11, whatever it may be. That's a lot of work, and that's a lot of field maintenance. And you and I have talked about it before. Those guys never get the pats on the back that they deserve.
No, and I'm going to give it to them again. Let's go through like a normal weekend. Like, let's go to last Friday. The games got canceled. So Saturday morning, you get a crew out there. Those guys are there at 7 a.m. Obviously had to cancel the 9 o'clock games, but started at noon and played till 10 o'clock. Now, those guys aren't done. After the 10 o'clock game, they get all 3 fields ready for Sunday to start at 9 o'clock and play 15 games on Sunday. When that last game on Sunday ends, they got the fields ready, and Donnie's crew comes in Monday till 2 o'clock, and then our group of kids come in. So weekends are crazy. Saturday and Sundays, you're playing 30 games in a 2-day span on Saturday and Sunday. 5 games on each field, 30 games. That's why the turf thing becomes an iffy situation. It does do what I like to see it. Yeah, absolutely. Do I think it's possible to do all 3? You need a lot of money to do that. Would I love to see Field 1 be the premier elite turf field in the era? Absolutely. Those are things that we'll discuss, but without good grounds people, and I know a lot of people listen to this, I say this to you all the time, it's a lot of work. If there's a player, if there's a parent, if there's a coach, if you see a bottle on the floor, there's trash cans everywhere, put it away. It's a tough place to maintain. We're proud of it, and it's going to continue to get better with all these improvements.
When you talk about the traffic on those fields, just thinking about it, typically a turf field will get replaced once every 10 years with all that traffic, just regular traffic, whether it be a football team and one school and, a softball team. That you think about 700 games a season. So basically, you're cutting it down probably into 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, you're probably in every couple of years, 3 years at the max, and that's a lot of wear and tear. So I'm glad those aren't my decisions. I support whatever we do for sure, but those guys do a great job. Scott Rourke does a phenomenal job with the B League. He's been the president forever. I look at our 14U League. It's very, very good this year. Whiting is off to a great start. Creekside and Astro, there's 5-6 teams right there in the mix. Little B and Big B just started. Big B has gone to the aluminum, so I'm curious to see how that goes. A lot of talented players that are going to go play college baseball that baseball fans will be able to watch all summer long. That Ysn Memorial Tournament is in 2 weeks. Next week, Deej, we've talked a lot about the PBR. That tournament will be coming in. So back-to-back weekends after this one, we'll have tournaments at the park.
And then naturally, we made the announcement official yesterday. The press release goes out either tonight or tomorrow. The All-Star Game, YSN All-Star Game, to me, the baseball and softball one's my favorite of the year. And we had it at Ysn Park last year, and it was an absolute success. This year, we're proudly partnering up with Project MKC, Make Kids Count. And it's, Steve, it's no doubt going to be the party of the year, right after the party of the year.
Yeah, just make kids count. That's why we all do what we do. I know the Ysn family and Bob Ysn Park is proud to host the high school tournament. And I think it's the best because you can bring in a lot of kids. It's not like a basketball one where you're limited in times. You can play a lot of people. Last year was a huge success for the first one. I'll never forget the look in your eyes when you saw how many people were down at the park, and that's going to continue to be that way to a great fun. And, we need all our supporters, all our fans to come out and do their thing and get this great cause going to a great company.
100% of the proceeds go to Project MKC. We're looking to have that June 25th at Bob Ysn Park. Has been thumbs up by our buddy Scotty. He said, go ahead, we'll make sure we take care of it. So we're looking forward to that. Last thing I want to talk to you about, and our partners at FMJ kind of broke this out about an hour and a half ago or so about January 1st, 2023, sports betting legalized in Ohio. Like it? Don't like it? What's your take on it?
I love it. I do. We talk a lot. You know, how many people go to a Rivers in Pittsburgh, go over to West Virginia and do those types of things. I think it's going to be a great thing for the economy, for all our places that are able to do this and boost their economies a little bit. It's good for a sports fan. It is. It's going to be legalized. You're able to go to a kiosk and do it. I think it's going to bring more enjoyment to sports. I think it's going to bring a lot of enjoyment to the sports fan that'll be able to even enjoy himself some more.
What is I asked Scotty what the first bet he's going to have. What's
he's
the first
crazy.
bet
Number one, I'm not betting on the Browns to win the Super Bowl. That'll be number one. You know what? I think
it's got to be a bowl game, right?
It would have to be a bowl game. Obviously, in January, the national championship game semis will be able to be bet. Obviously, the Super Bowl will be
huge.
The creme de la creme with all the side things you'll be able to do there. I think you're going to see it pick up a little more in the horse racing, in a baseball scenario, in hockey, and those types of things that maybe someone would watch a hockey game a little more if they had a $20 bet on a game or those types of things. I just think it's long overdue. I really do. A lot of the states, I respect that Ohio finally came through, and I'm curious to see how with the reaction that we get out of Ohio.
I love it. Stevie Leslie, the GM here of YSN, and someone I'm so proud of. And again, a guy that could not be closer to me than a best friend, because that's what he is. My friend, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you. Get better.
I'm going to try. I'm going to stay here, and thanks for YSN. I'll watch a little more baseball tonight, and I didn't get the sorry, sir, park's closed yet, so keep your fingers crossed. We're still alive at Ysn Park for tonight.
The Moose out front should have told you.
He should have told you. He hasn't told me yet, so all's good at Ysn Park.
All right, Stevie, thanks so much for joining us. We'll talk to you again soon, brother.
All righty, brother.
There he goes, my guy, Steve Leslie. Listen, there's a lot of people that know Stevie and even more people that love Steve Leslie, and I'm so grateful. And if you know me at all, you know all praise goes to God first and Steve Leslie second for all the walls that he's helped us break down and break through, and the conversations that he's helped me from the days that I'm on top of the world, and he kind of brings me down. He pats you on the back and he says, all right, but there's more work to do. And then at the same time, the times where you are at your lowest, and he picks you up by the bootstraps and says, let's roll. No guy that I would rather be in that foxhole we talk about with more than Steve Leslie. And again, can't thank him enough. And you can see it's not just here. It's at the park. It's in the community. It's everywhere you go. You see Steve, and he just wants to help make things better. The impact that Steve brings to the table will one day, without a shadow of a doubt, be embodied here at YSN in some kind of scholarship or award. Because that's how much he means to me. That's how much he means to the community. And if you don't know Steve, you should, and you need to, because that guy's never turned anybody away from trying to do better in their life or in their community. So thanks to Steve Leslie for joining us. Let's get to our Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, presented by our friends over in North Lima. It is Joe Dickey Electric. Here we go. Joe Dickey Electric, again, proudly powering the Valley for over 60 years. Anything commercial, residential, anything electrical, go to DickeyElectric.com. My spark is simply, once again, well, I guess it's not once again. It's once and for all, hopefully. There was a really bad situation overnight in Youngstown. And I got to say, like, I have zero respect for anybody who steals, any thieves, any people that break and enter into other places. Specifically, one of the places that it's done so much for our community. It makes you absolutely sick, and you hope that someday we'll be able to get past this and be able to, if you want to win, you're able to win on your own. You don't steal from somebody else. You don't take. You don't. That's it. Don't break the law. Like, really, And I feel like I shouldn't have to say this. Like, get your own stuff. If you want something, work hard for it and get it. Don't steal it. Don't break and enter and be a thief or do illegal things inside of a place of business. And that is such a strong place, and we are so lucky to have in our community, because I feel almost personally attacked. When you have a place that you love and cherish so much in our community, and is one of the gems of our entire area, and now they're having to feel that sense of almost, I don't want to say neglect, but they're nervous, they're scared a little bit, because they don't know, and you don't know like how to feel, because you would never expect it to happen to you. No, obviously, we've had a string of tragedies happen in the last, oh man, you can go back a long time. Now from school shootings and things of that nature to robberies and thefts. Oh God, it's just like, come on, people. Like, again, come on. Let's go. This is not the way you want to do things. And I understand things might be tough, and I understand that things might not be looking up for you at the moment, but it doesn't mean that you have to go out and lie, cheat, or steal from somebody else who gives at every possible opportunity they can. Again, they are a absolute commodity in our community. They have done so much for so many. And now you limit what they can do because you're greedy and you want to go take something that's not yours and break things that don't belong to you, that people have worked hard for to get. It's a disrespect unlike any other. Thankfully, last night, nobody was hurt. And in talking on the phone with that specific representative, you're just thankful that nobody was hurt. But the feeling of insecurity is not going to go away. And that's a frustrating feeling. But we are Youngstown. We are the 330. We will stand together, and we will stand proud, and we will stand up, which is the most important part. So, thoughts and prayers for, unmentioned people in that story, that they continue to have kind of everything that they face be helped in this situation. They have some big things coming up that they needed to look their best. And right now, it's going to take our community to step up and say, hey, what can we do? How can we help? And hopefully everything turns out on the right side for them. So that is your negative spark, unfortunately, but turned into a positive, hopefully, when things come together for them. So that's going to do it for our show. Sorry to end on a sour note. Thanks to Scotty Mincher. Thanks to Steve Leslie for stopping by today. Greatly appreciated. And make sure you keep your eyes on the skies. Dark clouds starting to roll in. You can see it kind of on the door over there. Make sure you're downloading the Storm Tracker 21 app and up to date, because you'll be down to the minute details on if it's going to rain, the thunderstorms, all the way up until 10 p.m. Have yourself covered. Have yourself an umbrella. And more than anything, have yourself a nice evening. We'll catch you tomorrow, 3 to 4, right here on the Power Hour on YSN. Good night, everybody. YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of your sports network. For stories, stats, and more, go to